Hi my lovelies, I just thought I would film a quick introduction for today's video. When do I ever do anything quickly? Oh, I talk too much, I repeat myself, but anyway, let's not go there. If you are new to the channel, my name is Sharon. Thank you for stopping by. I am 62 years old, and just to let you know that 2.5 years ago I had a change in circumstances, which led to me moving into a rented house on my own and living a completely different lifestyle financially to one that I had lived previously. So that's a little bit about me. If you are new here, in today's video, it's all about food. I have got 3 very small shops because the week before I managed not to do any shopping at all, but last week there were 3 small shops that I did. This will be the final week really before the next payday at the beginning of next week. So we've just got to get through this week now, and hopefully we won't go over budget. If we do, I don't think it will be by a lot. So that's good. And it's not about the dinners. We've got plenty of dinners. It's just other things that may be running low or running out of. I'm having a hot flush. I mean, who still has hot flushes at my age? Oh my goodness, I do. So we've got 3 small shops, and then we are going to be doing some entertaining on a budget, because I am entertaining all my kids and their families for a breakfast brunch. And I am doing, or I did, a breakfast grazing board or grazing table, whatever you like to call them. And I made some savoury muffins for that as well. So there was lots of bought, there wasn't lots of bought goods. We had some free stuff. We have my son-in-law bought some shopping for me. So yeah, it really is entertaining on a budget. But without that, it's something you could probably do for about 30 quid. And I had quite a lot of people coming round. So yeah, I hope you find that interesting. Let me know what you think of my breakfast table. I would really appreciate it. So yeah, I'm going to show you how to make savoury muffins, and I've put the recipe in the description box below. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye. Hi guys, so just a small amount of shopping just for items today, because yeah, I'm not out of potatoes, but I thought I'd get enough to see me through the week, and I wanted some big ones for jacket potatoes. Mushrooms I did need, so I did go to the supermarket for mushrooms, and then picked up just 2 yellow sticker bargains today. A chicken and bacon pie with puff pastry for 99p, and some naan breads for 59, just because they're super handy in the freezer, and I have got curry portions already in the freezer that have been cooked previously and batched up, so they will be handy for those whenever I eat them. So they go in the freezer, as will the pie. And we have spent £4.35, and that leaves me with £19.05. Did have a stroke of luck, in as much as my daughter had bought some milk. They just have oat milk, but because I was going up there, she bought semi-skimmed with her Ocado shop. So I've got Marks and Spencer's milk. Gosh, I'm feeling very, very posh. And she also bought me my Tetley decaf tea bags as well, bless her. And not only that, I came away with 3 packs of rolls from a barbecue. They had loads of rolls left. I could have bought more home with me, but just didn't have the room in the freezer. So yeah, hopefully we'll get to put those to good use soon. Burger rolls and hot dog rolls, which will be fine with sausages. I've got plenty of sausages in the freezer as well. So £19 5p left. I forgot to pick up bread and I forgot to pick up bagels. I have got a couple of slices of bread left and I've got a couple of bagels, so I will probably pop back later in the week to get those. But yeah, that is today's shopping. And yeah, £19 5p left out of the budget. Hi my lovelies, and welcome back to the channel. So just another small shop today. I forgot bread and bagels yesterday, and I know exactly how it happened. It was because somebody was looking at the Hovis thick bread, which I was going to buy, and she was checking and giving them a squeeze to find the soft ones, and I thought, oh, I'll go off and get something else and I'll come back. And then I didn't go back. I completely forgot. So yeah, we had to get bread, and they didn't have Hovis. So the Sainsbury's thick farmhouse is of course cheaper. I'm not a big fan of the farmhouse type loaves, but there you go. Beggars can't be choosers. It was 89p, which was obviously a really good price. The bagels were also 89, so they've gone up by 10 pence. They were always Aldi price matched at 79, and they have gone up. And then I was in need of tuna. They only had the ones in olive oil, but that's fine by me. As far as I'm concerned, olive oil is a good fat. And I'm sure there's not much in there. So £2.49 for the 4 tins, which I do think is a good price compared to branded. And then the baked beans, £1.60, so it works out 40p a tin, which is probably perhaps cheaper than Aldi, I don't know. And I just got 2 yellow sticker bargains, purely because I couldn't pass up mince. I rarely see mince on offer. £1.79 for that. So yeah, can make something with that next week, no doubt. And a cauliflower cheese, and the reason that I picked that up, you will have seen me so many times making my own cauliflower cheese with a roast dinner. But the thing is, you can't make it for £1.09. When you think about the fact that you're using a whole pint of milk, you're using probably half a block of cheese, yeah, and then you've got to buy your cauliflower. So I just thought I'd have that in the freezer, because I've still got a chicken that I got the other week for £1.99, so that can just stay in the freezer until I have roast chicken. So the total spent there is £8.75p, and we now have £10.30 left of our food shopping budget for the month. So thank goodness my daughter bought me the Tetley tea bags and the milk, that's for sure. Excuse the noise. That is my potatoes bubbling over. Turn those down. Right, okay, that's it, over and out from me. Got some more bits to show you in a sec, but they're not out of the shopping budget. So I am just back from Aldi. I had a doctor's appointment, so it was ideal because the doctor's is right near to Aldi. So I thought I would pop in and do a little bit of shopping ahead. So although I've only got £10.30 left now of the shopping budget for the month, as I said, dinners were absolutely fine, but it's going to be all those other bits and bobs that you need to buy to survive, as it were. So I picked up 2 milks because we've got over a week to go, and I think milk is quite fascinating, and butter actually, when I think about what I see other YouTubers putting up in terms of milk and butter, and it's just made me think that I do get through a lot of both of these items. I think partly because I have a milky coffee every day. It's rare that I have two, but sometimes I do because I've got the Nespresso machine, so I'm using quite a lot of milk there. Very often in the evening I will have a bowl of porridge as my sort of sweet treat, especially if I've got no chocolate or sweet kind of snacks in the house or any cake made, then I will have a bowl of porridge. And again, I like a bit of bread with my butter. Yeah, that says it all really. I'm quite extravagant with butter. I make a lot of mash. I will have it every day on sandwiches or bagels, whatever I'm having for lunch. So yeah, I just think I get through a lot. And although I'm not out of the Valley spreadable, which of course is the dupe for Anchor, which I do like, and it's still £1.99 as opposed to £2.9. I've probably got a quarter of a tub left, but I'm just shopping ahead thinking this needs to get me through till my next shopping cycle. So hence I picked one up. So I've spent £5.97 and I've got £4. Oh God, I did just work it out. Anyway, £4 something left, not a lot. And a couple of bits that I need to get from Sainsbury's to get me through that week to come. Hi my lovelies. So, we've got some food in front of us. Today I am doing a breakfast brunch type thing for two of my daughters who have birthdays in June. So my eldest has her birthday tomorrow, which is the 9th. And then my next daughter has her birthday on the 18th. And she's the one that lives away. And not sure if we will be seeing her around that time. On the day of her actual birthday, she has plans, which is why it was okay for me to book my theatre ticket for the 18th of June. So, yeah, what have we got here? What are we going to do today? So, I've got 2 packs of rolls defrosted out of the 3 packs I bought home from the barbecue at my daughter's last Sunday. So, I've got a pack of burger rolls also in the freezer. These are avocado rolls, so I'm feeling very, very posh this morning. So those were free, and then reduced things that I've bought, 99p, half price, 2 packs of the pain au chocolat, and I think there is 4 in each pack there, so that's 8 of those. I only managed to get 2 of the almond croissant, but they are huge. I might actually cut those into portions before I lay them out. So, yeah, we got those. So that's reduced stuff, free stuff. And then things that I have bought. Got a pack of croissant, 8 croissant from Aldi. They were £1.49. So that was quite a good price. And then I picked up the Scotch pancakes from Sainsbury's. Again, 45 or 49p each, so that wasn't too bad. So both of those packs were less than £1, and that was less than £1.50. So £2.50 for those 2 things, which I thought was really good. So we're going to be putting out jam, we're going to be putting out Nutella, maple syrup, and we've got some other bits as well, which I will show you now. And just to say that none of this, that £2.50 that I've just mentioned that I spent there, this is not out of the food shopping budget at all. Okay, this is out of sinking funds. And it's always that holiday pot that I dip into because it's the one that's usually always got some money in it. So, not free stuff, sorry, yellow sticker, cheap stuff. I'm going to do some sausages. Because we've got these hot dog rolls. So I'm taking ones out of the freezer that I hadn't split these ones up into portions like I usually do when I get my Richmonds, because I knew I'd feed somebody with these, whether that be somebody around for dinner or whatever. Yeah, these are all still in their packs. So we've got the little polkas, which I remember at the time thinking, what an amazing price. £4 down to 1.49, and then the Sainsbury's pork sausages, we've got 8 of those there, reduced to 89p from 1.79. So we're going to cook those as well. I am going to make some savoury breakfast muffins shortly, so I'm excited for that. I'll do that with you because these are so tasty. They are great for breakfast, but they're also fabulous at any time of day and great for picnics and any kind of buffet or party or, yeah, afternoon tea type situation, all of which I have done with them. But I have not made them since I've lived here, so I'm really excited to make those. So I think we're going to have enough food for 4 adult children, their other halves, and 6 grandkids. Oh, we've got some fruit in the fridge as well. When I get all that out, I'll go through that with you later, because my son-in-law treated me to some bits. We went to Sainsbury's together and I wanted to get some fruit, and he ended up treating me to the bits and bobs that I got, so that's really nice. So yeah, the upshot of what this has cost me today is just the £2.50 for the Scotch pancakes and the croissant, and then what I've paid for the sausages. Oh, and these croissants. Sorry, they were 1.20. They were 1.20, so say 3.70 on that kind of stuff. 3.70, 2.70, well, £3, say £4, say £4, roughly. Now, if that's not entertaining on a budget, I don't know what is. And we've already got bacon and we've already got cheese in the fridge to make the muffins. I've already got the flour. I've already got the 2 eggs that I need. So, yeah, it's not worked out too bad, actually. Before I crack on with making the muffins and start washing the fruit, I thought I would just show you what my son-in-law paid for yesterday. We've got some kiwis. They are organic, and so are the raspberries, because one of my daughters only buys organic food for her family, and my little 4-year-old grandson, he loves raspberries, so that's good. And then, honestly, where I don't buy fruit unless it's got a reduced sticker on it. Luckily, they had just started doing the reduction, so I literally took these off of the trolley as the lady, that was her first markdown. Yeah, it was judging the time to go in, but they had no organic strawberries. I was shocked how much blueberries are. My goodness. I think they were £1.90 they were. Can't remember the price of the kiwis because when my son-in-law paid, didn't get a receipt. And he had his own shopping, so I could have had 2 receipts for my Amazon shopper panel, but I just didn't think to ask. So, yeah, I know not everybody gets the receipt out of the machine. I wanted a loose orange just for decoration of the table, but they didn't have one. So I got a red grapefruit. I remember that was 45p. The Plenish oat milk, again, is what my daughter uses. That's £2.45. I got organic apple juice, but they didn't seem to have any organic orange juice. So we've just got a Sainsbury's freshly squeezed orange juice with bits. I didn't look whether it was with or without bits. I just picked it up because I was rushing. So that was £19. Did I say 20 or 30? I think it was 19.20 anyway for those few bits. My God. That's unbelievable, isn't it? I cannot get over the prices where, you know, the stuff I buy for the store cupboard is usually own brand, you know, supermarket own brand, and dinners have yellow stickers on. It's actually quite a shock when you have to buy things full price. Yeah, astonishing. I think that orange juice was £4 something. Unbelievable. And if I still lived at my other house, we'd be buying at least one of those a week. I never have orange juice here, very, very rarely, which is a shame because I like a glass of orange juice, but you'd have to buy the really cheap stuff and full of God knows what. Okay guys, so I've got everything prepped to make the savoury muffins. So in this bowl I have got the dry ingredients. Now you can really put in what you want for these savoury muffins, and I will put the recipe in the description box below. I first made these in the beginning of the pandemic in 2020. And I have made them quite a few times. As I said, they are really, really tasty. So in here we have got 250 grams of self-raising flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a little bit of salt. It says 1 teaspoon, but I don't use that much. 200 grams of grated cheese. Again, I've not quite got 200 grams because I wanted to keep some cheese for the week. I reckon I've got about 175 there. And then the actual recipe calls for tinned sweetcorn, which again you can use. But instead of that, I've got bacon. So that's 2 rashers of Stamford Street back bacon, fried off and then cut up with kitchen scissors into really, really small pieces. And then in my jug, I have got the wet ingredients, which is 2 beaten eggs, 100 ml of oil, sunflower or vegetable, and 250 ml of semi-skimmed or whole milk, and I've got semi-skimmed in there. So I'm just going to combine those a little bit more and then add the wet to the dry, and then we will be putting the mixture into the whatever you've got, muffin trays, cake, you know, the individual little cake tins, Yorkshire pudding tin, whatever it is you're going to use. Once you've made sure that your wet and dry ingredients are binded together, pop them into whichever kind of tray you are going to use, and this should get you between 12 and 15 individual muffins. They are going into the oven on 220 fan for 20 to 25 minutes or until golden brown. So my raspberries have been washed, they are in the fridge. I have sliced up the grapefruit and 2 of the kiwis, and I have got the blueberries and the strawberries washed and just wrapped in a bit of kitchen towel to get rid of the excess water. So these will help to decorate our kind of grazing table that we're doing today for our birthday breakfast slash brunch. Fresh out of the oven, so we're going to let those cool. Some have risen more than others, but I find that in this oven it cooks really, really well, but it cooks lopsided. When I do a Victoria sponge, you know, it's always raised on one side of the sponge more than the other, and you can see that's also reflected in the muffins, but trust me, they are going to be super, super tasty. Add a little taste test. Absolutely perfect. Play around with the recipe. Use whatever you want. Use the right amount of cheese, which you know I didn't. You could use more bacon. I only used 2 rashers. You could use 3 or 4. Yeah, it just depends what you want. But yeah, they taste really good. And they do kind of have a bit of a crunchy outside to them, which I think is really nice. The different textures are going on there as well. So I've just got a rough plan of how I'm going to lay things out. In the 2 ramekins in the middle, I'm going to put jam in one and chocolate spread in another. Got my 2 daughters' birthday gifts. I need to take my jackets upstairs off of the back of the shower. And I've grabbed my bagels out of the fridge just in case I haven't got enough food, because I know a few of my grandkids like bagels, so yeah, got those out as well. So yeah, I'm sure that's going to look good. Once everything's unwrapped, don't forget it won't take up as much room, and I will show you my setup as I go along. I don't know what you're going to be able to see, guys, but I'm going to start prepping up my table now. You've got 25 minutes before arrivals. So I'm going to start assembling my grazing table, whatever you want to call it. It shouldn't take too long, hopefully. But like I say, I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to see of this. But I'll do what I can, and then I will video it all afterwards so that you can see a bit more, because these rolls are going to obstruct your view, aren't they? Yeah, maybe this wasn't such a great plan of mine. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see if I can move you somewhere else. Right, let's try it this way. Let's try it this way. Oh God, should have grabbed some scissors to open things. I am back. Let's get those out of the way. So I've got a bit of a plan with these, which I hope will work. It's weird because the pressure's really on now. You know, when you feel like you've got absolutely loads of time and then suddenly, bam, you don't have. And of course you can't lay these, certainly not the bread rolls and things, out too early, because otherwise they will not be any good. Start to burst out. I've got sausages cooking, so I've got to be mindful to get back out there shortly. What should we do? One more over there, that side. You don't really want for anybody to be seeing the greaseproof paper. If at all possible. So I punish chocolate now. And one of my daughters, the one that doesn't live here, who lives away, has messaged to say 20 minutes late, left the birthday cards at home. So yeah, they've gone back. This has given me a backache already. It'll all make sense in a minute, guys. Once you see it all laid out. I don't know if you've ever done a grazing table or been to an event where there is one. And these 2 almond croissants are massive, so I'm hoping that they can be cut in half. I've got our sausages to go on here, which I'm going to have to run and check in a second. This feels like it's getting stressful now. Yeah, there, that's like that. That's better. That's better. All of this plastic rubbish, it's terrible. What can you do? Right, that's looking good. So I'm going to get rid of this rubbish and then I'm going to come back and show you a bit more. I'm back. So now I'm going in with my grapefruit. Oh God, a black tablecloth and crumbs is not the one, guys. It is not the one. So I'm just going to put these grapefruits along the edge of the table. And adjust anything accordingly, because we don't want the greaseproof paper showing. I'll pick this up in a second and show you because it's really hard to see what I'm doing. I've just seen the first car pull up on the drive. So this is what we're looking at, guys. This is what we're looking at. Sausages, I've still got some sausages frying away there. So that is my breakfast grazing table. Just got to put the sausages on there. And that will be it. Hopefully there's enough to feed the 5,000. 4 kids, their partners, 6 grandchildren, and me. Oh, I don't even want to eat, honestly. I'm so stressed now. But I think we've broken the back of it all. Once the sausages are on, I'll do another quick one.
I'm gonna get you.
No, I'm not going to.
Jupiter, where are you going?
I was being genuine.
No.
Make sure you pick music up.
Over here, you.
She's not even out.
Oh,
Is that boom, 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 boom?
is that boom, 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 boom?
Hi my loves, I just wanted to do a quick recap on the brunch grazing table or grazing board that I did for my daughters, or 2 of my daughters have birthdays in June, so it was kind of like a joint thing that I did. So I just wanted to kind of recap on that, go over the costs, what was left, and any tips that I have got if you're planning on doing something similar. So first of all, let's go over what it actually cost me. Now, you would have seen previously that I ended up going to Sainsbury's with my son-in-law, who paid £19.20 for some shopping, which you would have seen. So I'm still going to factor that into the cost of things that I had to buy. So obviously we used some things that were already in the house naturally, you know, things like jam, the chocolate spread, which I actually gave to one of my daughters because I won't eat it, and it, you know, it's been around for a while. So chocolate spread, jam, maple syrup I already had, that was put out on the table. Tomato ketchup I already had, so that was put out. Of course, people drank tea and coffee. I used some coffee pods, and of course some milk. Got through quite a bit of milk, but they were all things that I had. And with the savoury muffins, again, I had everything in the house to make those. So this is just talking about things that I had to buy to enable me to lay that on. So £19.20, you would have seen that was mainly fruit and juices. I'd bought some croissant in Aldi. I've put £1.49, but I can't remember whether they were £1.45 or £1.49, but I've put £1.49. I had 2 almond croissant from Sainsbury's, which were reduced to £1.20. I had the pain au chocolat, 2 packs of, both reduced to 99p. So of course the top tip is going to be look out for yellow sticker bargains on the bakery section. The pain au chocolat, and then we had the 2 packs of those little round sort of Scotch pancakes, which I believe, again, were they 45 or 49? Let's say they were 49. So, you know, that is, God, I've gone brain dead, 98p, isn't it, to add on to there. And then I put out my own bagels, which again were already in the fridge. And over the past week, I've been addicted to Marmite on toast for some reason. So I didn't really use the bagels that I'd previously bought. So I just thought to fill the table up, I'll put those out as well. And I kept saying to everybody, if you want a bagel toasted, give me a shout and I will toast it for you. But only 1 bagel got used. So we will go over what was left shortly. I've got it all out in front of me. So yeah, just need to do the maths, which I should have done previously because it's all written down, but I didn't actually add it up. So let's quickly add it up. 17 there, 4, that's 5. So £25.74 was the total cost that it was to lay on that grazing table. So that really wasn't too bad for the amount of people that I had to feed. So if you're thinking of entertaining, I think doing a breakfast brunch is actually a great option. So my tips for doing it would be definitely start looking out for yellow sticker bargains way ahead. Now, I'd only said a week ago that I would do this, that I would lay something on to celebrate my two daughters' June birthdays. So I didn't have a lot of time to grab stuff that was reduced in price. What I didn't add on to that, because I don't know the cost of them, I had those 2 packs of rolls, didn't I, that my daughter gave me. So it was 2 packs of like hot dog rolls as well. So again, you know, you're going to be able to do it for less than £30. That I'm pretty sure. Now, I will say to you that I had anticipated that there would be 9 adults and 6 grandkids. So 15 mouths to feed in total. It was actually 13 mouths to feed because one of my son-in-laws didn't come. My 4-year-old grandson didn't come because he had a swimming lesson and he got his 25-metre swimming badge yesterday, which is amazing for a 4-year-old. So yeah, all good. So yeah, you could lay one of those grazing balls on for less than £30. And what have I got left here? So I had probably a third of the raspberries left, which I ate last night, along with 2 chocolate croissants. So when it comes to the pastry goods, I have got 3 of the 8 croissant left out of the Sainsbury's bag, and 3 of the Scotch pancakes. So I can't remember if there were 6 or 8 in a pack of those. I think it's 8. So that would mean that 13 were eaten. I think they're always a hit with the kids, aren't they, with Nutella and whatever. So yeah, that was the kind of pastry goods. And then drink wise, there was some orange juice left, which I'm really pleased about. And I made a couple of coffees with the oat milk. So there's a fair amount of that left, which I will use also in coffee. I don't ever buy oat milk, but nothing goes to waste. And as I didn't give it to my daughter, who drinks that all the time, which I probably should have done, then unless I pop it into her tomorrow, then I will definitely make sure that I use that up. So 4 of my bagels, I kept the packets, put them back in case they didn't all get used. I've got 2 of the kiwis left as well. And I kept the grapefruit on the top there. I can't eat it. I don't even know why I kept it, but I really want to eat it. But you can't when you're on statins. You can't have anything grapefruit. And just a few strawberries, which I love. But yeah, I shall be eating those today at some point. Probably with the kiwis as a little bit of a dessert thing going on this evening. So apart from yellow stickers, my other top tip for this would be the Olio app. Now, I'm always checking it. I've never got anything from Olio purely because of the time of night that stuff goes up. But what you will get on there that I have noticed, certainly in my local area, is the loose bakery goods. So things like your croissant and your loose rolls, etc., are very often on Olio pretty much every evening. So you can think about almond croissant, you could have Danish pastries. I mean, waffles would be nice as well, but I didn't buy packs of waffles, but you can do. I've seen a lot of Grazing balls, breakfast brunchy type ones with waffles on. And also another thing, event, shall we say, or celebration that these really come into their own for, bridal breakfast brunches. So a lot of brides, if they're getting ready, will have these grazing tables, usually delivered by a company. But certainly if you've got the time and somebody within your family is getting married and maybe thinking of having something like that for the bride and bridesmaids, like while they're getting their hair and makeup done in the morning, like I said, you could actually do that for less than £30. So goodness knows what people charge to come in and do it. But yeah, of course they've got extra costs, transportation, preparation, and things like jam and maple syrup. They probably have to leave a whole jar there, and maybe use plastic pots with things in that, again, they wouldn't get back. So there would be additional costs, but I'm sure they probably charge an absolute fortune for something like that. So you could do it yourself. Another good thing about yesterday, my son, who's been promising me some Amazon coffee pods for, well, since the last king died, let's say. No, actually, since he bought his own house in December. He said, I don't know if he'd done a subscription, but he had loads of Amazon coffee pods, and he kept saying, oh, Mum, I must give you some. And then I messaged him on Saturday night and said, any chance you could bring the coffee pods, because I thought some people would have a coffee yesterday. And he bought me 2 packs of these, and there is 20 in each. So some of these have already been used, but yeah, I won't need coffee pods throughout the next month when the new shopping cycle starts, because I've still got some of my Aldi ones that I've bought previously, and I've got 2 packs of these, so I'm good for coffee for a good while. So thank you, son, much appreciated. So yeah, just wanted to do a little bit of a roundup to finish the video off. You're now going to see 2 very small shops that I did last week. Or you might have already seen them, whatever. But yeah, the week before that, I did no shopping at all. I've done 2 really small shops. I've got £4 something left. I think we might need some toilet roll this week, probably some milk. We'll see how we go. I really don't want to go over my budget this month. I really don't, but we shall see how it goes. Loads of dinners still. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. I can't promise anything, but yeah, just wanted to have a little recap on the grazing board. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for your likes, comments, and your subscriptions, and of course for letting the ads run for over 30 seconds, because as you know, I am now monetized thanks to you guys, and I really appreciate that, because we're going to be able to start getting some money behind us for savings and emergency eventualities. Let's pray we don't have any emergencies, but you never know. So yeah, a big thank you. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will be back soon. Take care, guys. Have a great week. Bye-bye.